Today on episode 256 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, a new team builder, an NBA playoff update, an NHL playoff update, and the TCF top 3 of Pop-Tarts. Let's roll.
And I would like to wish you all the best with your podcast, Typical Chicago Fans. Again, best of luck to you and your podcast, Typical Chicago Fans. And one final thought, Zach. Go Cubs! And peace.
Hello and welcome back to Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Today is episode 256. Make sure to find us on X at typical_Chicago, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Find us on there. Make sure you give those pages a like. Head on over to YouTube for all the content in video form. We are also wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get them, we're there. So subscribe, rate, review, 5 stars, share to people. You know how it goes. You can find us there. You can find me on X at BoomyTCF. And, of course, the man that I'm joined with tonight, that is Zach at ZLiliaTCF. Zach, beautiful, beautiful spring weather we've had here.
Yeah, you can't beat it. I mean, it's
a little
always
bit of rain, but
it's always windy, like we say. But, yeah, a little bit of rain, which is honestly not bad at all.
No.
You'll take it with you said you mowed your yard this morning.
Got the yard mowed this morning.
You love that. That's just this time of year where you get up and you have something to do.
And I was worried, like you always worry, you know, in the spring you wake up, you go, if you got you got to mow, you got to check the grass.
Yeah.
In case it's going to be wet. It wasn't wet at all. About 8:30, I finally got outside about 10:30, and everything was good to go.
Yeah.
Ditches were a little wet, but hey.
You can't wait. The ditches, that's the problem. It's going to take
never going to dry
forever, so you can't wait for that.
It's the whole point of a ditch, I think.
Yeah, I guess it's to funnel the water into, so that's why it takes so long.
Absolutely.
But I also, when I pulled up to your house, I'd seen a flagpole.
No.
It's a golf hole.
I have 2 golf holes in my yard.
Yeah, your wife was not very excited about it.
Dude, I've had those for
I know, but
6 years.
I didn't know you had.
I just got the poles, yeah. I've had the cups.
Because I went in and I asked her, I'm like, what is that? And she goes, oh, that's his golf hole.
I got 2 of them, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I've had them forever. I don't know.
Which I knew you had. I didn't know you had like the hole, but I didn't see the.
Yeah, I found
the stick in usually.
I forgot I had gotten the flag sticks.
She seemed very excited about it. But yeah, I know you
She'll
said
survive.
you chip around the yard.
Yep. I'm actually working on like getting the push mower out and making a little green area around it.
Yeah, you got to go a little bit lower.
Exactly. But I've got to level a lot of stuff. You know how bumpy my yard is.
Everyone's yard. It's insane. I'm having a problem with dandelions in my yard.
I'd
I have
rather
some
have
weed and feed that I am trying to use. I'm going to use it here in a little bit. But, man, those dandelions in my yard, it is insane. And then the problem is you mow it, and then they go everywhere.
Yep.
And then
you're just spreading the problem.
Yeah, it's just putting them all over the place.
I would rather
insane.
I'm having a this has been an ongoing saga on this show for years.
I know what you're going to say.
Those ground squirrels and it is like Bill Murray versus the groundhog.
I go out and I mow my parents', and then there's a cemetery right there.
Yep.
Unbelievable amount.
Dude, and I have
they're so fast.
And I've got even more than that. I've got something burrowing in my yard. I've got potholes that are no joke this deep. I think
they always say if you take like a jug of water and you put it in the gopher hole or whatever the hole, they should pop up and you might get them.
Yeah, I might have to try that because I've tried sticking the hose down there, and all it did was flood my yard.
Yeah, they suck and they're so fast.
Yeah. Yep.
They have little homes everywhere.
Everywhere. There's holes all over my yard where these little peckerheads are.
I was thinking though, like if you want somebody to like dig a hole for you, you should be able to train one
I know,
of them.
that would be nice.
And man, I mean, if they can do that so quickly,
but that would be very nice. Let's jump into things. As always, we've got our sinkers and floaters. My sinker this week, there might be a lot of people that disagree with me, but it's the Kentucky Derby. I just cannot find the energy to care.
I know, but I like it. I think it's a tradition.
It's 2025. We don't need horses anymore.
It's still fun. I mean, most of it's a party, really and truthfully. The whole thing is mostly
also the whole
party.
thing about doing it is like getting dressed up. Also sounds awful.
It's expensive.
A hard pass.
I mean, I think there's an area where it's not very expensive, and then there's a very expensive area there.
Yeah. If I've got to put on a blazer to go to a party for something, I automatically don't like that.
But it is kind of cool. It's a reason to dress up, look awesome. Gets all the famous people out and about.
I feel like if they just canceled it Like the first year people would complain about, and then after that, no
Speaking
one
of
would
that,
ever
I seen
mention it.
who was it? Sovereignty one. I think that's the name of the horse.
Sounds right. I'll give it to you.
I'll cut it out if it's wrong. My sinker is Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
He's this guy that was this hard-nosed, like, didn't say much. Everyone thought he was this guy that was no nonsense. And then he does this interview on CBS. Is it CBS Morning?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a weekend show. Usually it's like a upbeat show. It's got fun stuff on it. And it's him and his girlfriend
who's 24.
Yeah, who is, 50 years younger?
Yeah.
Is he 70?
He's right. I'll look it up for sure, but I think he's like 72 maybe.
And they said that she must have said more than you'd think.
He's 73.
Yeah.
She's 24.
To put what they did in the interview, she had to have said way more.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't do that if it was just that was the only thing she said.
Yep.
And it's one of those things that just ruins his reputation.
Yeah.
You think
It's
he's
a
this guy
bad
that
look.
he's in control of everything, and he always is the guy that's very quiet, and then boom. He doesn't know he has an Instagram, first of all. He didn't know about those pictures, which I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think that he really did know that was out there, but that just means that she controls everything.
Yeah.
And
this is borderline like elder abuse.
Yeah, and now she's out buying
$8 million worth of real estate.
Yeah, I don't know where that money's coming from.
I do. His name's Bill.
And then also, did you see her parents have a sex museum?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That they had just got together. But yeah, I don't know. I think that it's a bad look for Bill Belichick, a guy who, if you're Robert Kraft, you love that interview. You have to be the happiest person in the world, especially because of some of the stuff that he didn't want to answer, like how they met and stuff. First of all, everyone knows.
Yeah.
And for her to sit there and do that and then
storm
for him
off.
to let that happen.
Yeah, she stormed off for a half hour.
Yeah, that's insane. And for the reputation that he has, it's gone.
I almost agree with the conspiracy theory that they don't know if he'll coach any games at North Carolina.
Yeah, or do they want him to?
The start of the season is kind of far away.
She will be on the sideline. That is for sure.
She was orchestrating the show for the spring game.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it's the one guy that you would have thought never would happen to.
Yep.
But hey, I guess he's in love.
I guess. Yeah, it's sad to see, to be completely honest with you.
For me, it's not. I mean, Bill Belichick's this guy. I've always been kind of annoyed by the guy.
But he is the greatest football coach.
Well, yeah,
of all time.
that's fine. But his attitude,
and it feels like this girl's
his attitude has always been whatever. He's letting this happen.
Yeah,
he's a grown man. He's 70. You said
73.
73. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, but if that was my grandpa, I would not be happy about it.
No, but I don't. That's his own problem.
Fair enough.
I know what you mean, but if he's this guy that's this great football coach, he knows everything, then he should know what's going on here.
But maybe he doesn't.
Well, then that's on him.
Maybe he doesn't.
Well, then
I don't
he
disagree.
shouldn't be coaching North Carolina either, if that's the case.
That's fair enough. I don't disagree with that. Moving to my floater, and that is the album From Under the Cork Tree from Fall Out Boy, which I have ranked in my top 3 albums of all time. It turns 20 years old today, May 3rd.
I watched a Green Day video on Instagram the other day, and that is now all I get on Instagram, which is awesome. I love Green Day. Got a little political.
Oh, you think?
But who hasn't really band-wise? But I forgot how good their music is. Fall Out Boy.
So good. Fall Out Boy is one of my 3 to 5 favorite bands of all time, and I think their best album is From Under the Cork Tree. Everybody remembers it from... obviously, Sugar We're Going Down is the big single there, but that whole album doesn't have a single skip on it, and 20 years old today. And a funny story from this album, I remember, so I got this album probably in the summer, so I graduated junior high in 2005. So I got this album in the summer, and this is going to make me sound real old, but I used to take my CD player to school every day so I could listen to it, waiting, lunch, study hall, whatever it is. And my CD player and From Under the Cork Tree got stolen. I know who did it to this day. I won't name any names here. So I went and I had to buy another copy of From Under the Cork Tree. So I believe I lost that at one point and then bought it again probably 3 to 4 years later. So I have owned 3 copies of the CD album From Under the Cork Tree. So it's kind of wild. 20 years, one of my favorite albums of all time. It just makes you feel old, but yeah, it is what it is. And all the
music is so good too.
So good. And I'll even
Green Day, Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco.
Also, fun fact, I learned this on TikTok today. Brandon Urie, lead singer of Panic at the Disco, does the vocals on one of the songs from Under the Cork Tree. And I didn't even know it. He does one of the choruses, kind of like the backing vocals.
Does he still make music?
Yeah, I think he's still he
a
might
solo
be on
guy?
Yeah. I mean, he's been...
Because Panic at the Disco kind of broke up.
Yeah, Brandon Urie had a lot to do with that, but... he's still one of the greatest voices I've ever heard. But, yeah, so it just made me feel really old, learning this morning that one of my favorite albums of all time was turning 20 years old. So,
well, also feeling old, my floater is Javier Baez. Yeah. This guy is back right now. He's batting .300. He has 3 home runs. He hit a grand slam. I think he's got like 10 RBIs.
In the major leagues?
Yes, in the major leagues. He is playing center field now.
Would have lost a lot of money on that bet.
Yeah, he's playing center field now for the Detroit Tigers.
I thought they released him.
No.
Remember, wasn't that the whole thing at the end of last season? They made him go on the IR after they played the Cubs.
But I think he was just hurt. But he is playing very well right now.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
I'm
14
really
RBIs, 10 runs, 1 stolen base.
Can you see if you can find out what his strikeout percentage is? Well, that's always one of my favorite Javi stats.
OPS is 804.
Hey, not bad. Javi's having a day.
Yeah, his WAR is 1.3. But it's
better than it has been.
Oh, yeah. I think that's awesome. I mean, that shows a lot of resilience, too.
Yes, for a guy like
he's had a tough last few years, and he's playing really well. And when Javi can hit, Javi can hit. I love to see it.
He's one of those guys. He'll always be a what-if guy. If he could learn how to lay off a slider in the other batter's box, what kind of numbers
really, truthfully, this day and age, that's all of baseball. The strikeout percentage is so high right now.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's is high, and his was, astronomical.
Well, yeah. But
that's good to hear, though. I always liked Javi. He always plays hard.
Second base, and third base. He is now a center fielder, which is pretty awesome to see. He robbed a home run the other day.
Shout out to Javi.
Just straight athletic, too.
Oh,
I love to see it.
Athletic.
And such a nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
He is really, of all the guys who have gotten traded, he's the only one still playing at all, really. I mean,
yeah, KB's hurt. Rizzo's a free agent.
Yeah,
Schwarber.
Well, yeah, Schwarber.
Still hitting tanks.
Yeah, he's awesome. So it's pretty much Schwarber and Javi Baez.
Yeah. Well, since we're on the Cubs, let's go ahead and keep it there. We'll jump into the TCF Sports Minute. We'll lead off with the Cubbies, who are actually playing as we are recording here on Saturday night, May 3rd. They moved to 20-13 with a 10-0 win over the Brewers last night on Friday. They're in first place in the National League Central, 2 games up. Just playing really, really solid.
They may have the best player in baseball, and his name's not Kyle Tucker. His name is Pete Crow Armstrong.
It also might be named Carson Kelly.
Well, yeah.
Carson Kelly.
But, I mean, an everyday player. I mean, Pete Crow Armstrong, from going to kind of struggling last year to playing well at the end of the season, and now is just playing unbelievable. Great defense, stealing bases, hitting home runs.
He's so fun to watch.
And he's having fun out there. Just good vibes.
You know when a kid's really good in Little League and he just kind of does everything?
That's him.
That's watching Pete Crow Armstrong play. He just looks like a really good Little League. He's
always having fun, and that's the point of baseball too. Is not everyone's out there. It's a tough sport. I mean, it's very up and down sport.
Yes.
And he's always having fun, good or bad.
Absolutely. And I'll say this though, in the NL Central, Cincinnati Reds might be for real.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But this Cubs schedule has been unreal.
Yes.
I've seen that it was teams that have how many teams somebody has played below 500. The Cubs have had 0 at this point.
It was before the Pittsburgh series, yeah.
And the Mets had 20.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
I mean, that one stretch, they played the Diamondbacks, Dodgers, and Phillies.
Yeah, they're officially done with the Diamondbacks, the Dodgers, and Padres. That's pretty nuts to be done with that already. They officially, I think, as of this point, have one of the easiest schedules going forward, which makes sense.
I mean, you're sitting at 20 before last night. You're at 19-13 against that schedule.
I think Shota is supposed to pitch on Sunday. He left the game in Pittsburgh with leg cramps.
Yep.
Then Dansby Swanson's been playing a lot better here in the last few games.
Yep.
It's like I said, baseball is so tough.
For sure. And like you're kind of seeing it. This almost feels like a different guy. I mean, obviously we talked about PCA and Carson Kelly, but, you have nights – Seiya Suzuki's sneaky having a phenomenal year, and I don't know if we've said his name one time on this show.
I think the best thing that happened to him was becoming a DH.
100%.
He doesn't have to worry about going out and play the field. But the only thing that they're missing is a consistent third baseman.
Yeah.
Gage
Workman read a report that
now works for the Chicago White Sox now,
who we'll talk about in a minute. But I read a report that Matt Shaw started off really struggling really bad down at AAA, like 0 for his first 8, and since then his bet was like 8 for 14.
My thing is
playing a lot better.
At this point, maybe he just has to come up and struggle at bat.
Almost like PCA did
last year. Because we need his defense, and we need a consistent third baseman who plays every day.
Yeah, if you're not going to go out and make a move, I mean, obviously no one's going to make a trade until
Birdie's a good defender, as you'd say, but he's not the greatest hitter you'll ever see. And it's working for now, but I just think that at this point you got to bring Matt Shaw up, and unfortunately he's going to have to go through some slumps maybe.
Yep.
But you got to get him up here and let him play third base at a major league level.
Seiya's OPS right now is 966, the highest, second highest on the Cubs.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker's is higher, or it's right around there.
His is 650 or 956.
Yeah,
so he's
that's
just
insane.
below. Ian Happ 766. Michael Busch 894.
What is Carson Kelly at?
Carson Kelly is 1318.
That's insane. Who would have thought he would lead the Cubs in OPS?
Yeah, they're fun to watch, but the
30
rest
games
of this
into
weekend,
the season.
Rest of this weekend, they're at Milwaukee. Then they come home to face the very good San Francisco Giants, who are currently 21-13, but third place in their own division.
Since when did they play the White Sox in a 3-game series twice?
Yeah, that's been a long time.
I did not realize that.
It's always been those stupid.
It's always been the
2-2
series.
Yeah,
and now it's 2 3-game series, which I love. I think that makes more sense.
Next weekend they go to the Mets, which will be a tough series, but hey,
yeah. Juan Soto, man, it's been a struggle.
Yeah, and
that's baseball, but when you get paid that much money, that's going to happen. You're going to be
I mean, at the end of the
criticized.
day, the Mets are still 3.5 games up in the National League East with the Phillies and Braves behind
But like you said, they
so.
have had one of the easiest schedules in baseball. They're going to be playing
22-11 is
that's good. That's a great. It's crazy to think that the Cubs are what you say. Are they 19?
20-13.
20-13, and they're technically like third or fourth in World Series odds.
Yep.
Because the schedule has been insane.
Even Soto batting .258 with an 820. I'd take him on the Cubs.
They started the season with 0-2.
Yeah.
After playing in Japan.
Yeah, so that means they're 20-11 on United States soil.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now we'll get to the negative stuff. The White Sox 9-24, but like I say on this show every week,
they're playing
the White Sox should just be thankful that the Colorado Rockies exist because they're not the worst team in baseball this year.
No, and they are playing better of late. They're winning more games. Luis Robert has more stolen bases. Robert, sorry, people get mad about that.
Robert.
He has more stolen bases than PCA as of the other day.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of those. He's one of those guys. You want him to play well and then trade him.
And that's
that's just the spot that they're in, unfortunately.
They're 9-24. Obviously, I think the White Sox are.
They lost today 8-3.
Yeah, they're all but eliminated. But the rest of that division is within. The Twins are 8 games out, but then the Royals are 4, the Guardians are 2, and the Tigers are in the lead. That division is going to be open. I think. I think the Tigers are really good, but. I don't know, man. There's going to be opportunities for teams like the Guardians and even the Royals who are sitting right at around 500. But the White Sox, like you said, they're playing good. They got the pipeline of prospects coming up. So you just got to let them come up and see what they got. But
yeah, it's a season of you can try whatever you want.
Yeah, and it's also a season of get out to a game because the ticket's going to cost you $8,
and the food is great.
And the food's great. So
say what you want about the White Sox, their food is amazing.
Yep.
And the tickets are cheap.
The White Sox are hosting the Astros the rest of this weekend. Then they go to Kansas City and then come back home to face the Marlins. So some opportunities for some.
And you know what?
Dubs.
They will not be the worst team in baseball this year.
They will not.
Because the Colorado Rockies
That's what
exist.
I say. They just thank God that the Colorado Rockies exist.
It is insane that that the Colorado Rockies are that bad.
I think it was Tuesday, the Rockies were on pace to win 25 games this year.
So they might break the record.
They might break the White Sox record from last year.
Who would have thought back-to-back years a team would break the record for losses?
Yeah, that's brutal.
Because unfortunately, KB is most likely done for at least the season.
Yeah, it's
and
bad news.
He keeps saying he wants to play, which is great, but it's just a sad thing to see. But he does have an MVP and Rookie of the Year under his belt, which helps him out a lot.
Moving on.
One more thing about the White Sox. Chase Meredith.
Yep.
He is playing really well.
Yes.
He has like an insane not swinging at balls outside the strike zone. It's just insane. And then that's got to be one of those things that you got to really look at and be happy about.
And also, though, like I agree. I think he's been playing phenomenal for once he got called up. But, like, that's going to be a big thing for White Sox fans as they see these guys come up, and then they're going to be successful, and then it's going to dip. It happens to every prospect we've seen, right?
Well,
PCA got sent down last year. You know,
you don't want to be good on a team like this because you might just get traded.
Yeah.
Well, unless you want to be on a good team.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things. You play well, you're most likely going to be traded.
Yeah. That might not be the worst thing in the world.
The spot they are in is just not good. And then what are we doing with Mike Clevenger? Why do they keep bringing this guy back onto this team?
Because he's taking, like, next to nothing.
I don't care. I don't like the guy.
No, I agree. Mike Clevenger, allegedly bad guy.
Well, yeah, it just seems like just ornery.
Yeah, I would be ornery though if I had to pitch for the White Sox.
Well, and he's not good enough to be ornery.
That's the key right there.
But it's just stop bringing him back. Get rid of him.
Yeah, go away. Draft was last week. We got to cover some Bears stuff here. I don't want to speak for you as a Bears fan.
We'll go through it here.
Did it shake out the way you wanted it to?
Did not think that they would take Colston Loveland, but all reports are saying that he is most likely the number one tight end in the draft, who you don't know. I mean, all this is speculation. I would have been fine with either Luther Burden from Missouri. It's another good wide receiver. I know, like
East
Big
St.
Cat,
Louis kid.
Yeah, Big Cat said that if you're gonna be, you got to be really good at one spot.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be, you got to be really good at offense or defense at some point.
That defense gonna be rough.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough, and there's still.
But I feel like
spots
that's
that can
the
be filled.
NFL now.
Also, Luther Burden is East St. Louis in Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had, I think he broke the record for most touchdowns in a state championship game.
Yeah, they won like 56-7 or something.
And
East St. Louis is a powerhouse.
Offensive tackle Ozzie Tripoli.
Yep.
Boston College, which I'm fine with. That was okay. Defensive tackle, which is finally it took them till second round, 62nd pick to get a defensive player.
Yep.
Which I kind of was annoyed with. And then they got Ruben Ballot, linebacker from Missouri, Maryland, sorry. And then Zay Frazier, cornerback, UTSA. Luke Newman, offensive lineman, Michigan State. And then Kyle Monge, running back from Rutgers.
Yeah, I saw it almost felt like they were waiting for a good spot to take a running, and it felt like good running backs just kept getting sniped right before, the picks before the Bears pick. So are you just relying on DeAndre Swift?
Well, that, and you're going to find out if Caleb Williams is good or bad this year. I mean, he has no excuses at this point to not be. He has the offensive line. He's got the wide receivers. He's got – the running backs, it's just nowadays it's kind of like by committee anyways. I was very happy that they didn't trade up to get Genty.
Yeah, it feels like
I think he's going to be a great running back, but they have to give up a ton.
So much draft capital on a running back.
Like they said,
nowadays is just
whoever
crazy.
Ryan Poles doesn't talk about.
Yeah.
is who he's gonna draft.
Yeah,
if he
for
talks
sure.
about him, he's most likely not gonna draft him.
Is it going to be a weird shift? Obviously, the Bears known for their defense in 05 and 85, right? I mean, I think this defense is, as a fan, you've got to almost accept, like, they're not necessarily the monsters of the midway anymore. It's going to be on the other side of the ball.
High-scoring games, probably.
Yeah.
That they're going to have to
But I also worry that, like, Bears say, oh, well, you know what you have with Caleb Williams. I feel like, and I hate to bring this up again, but, like, I feel like this was the same situation after Mitch and after.
But Mitch never had
let me get there, though. That's what I'm saying.
He has.
After Mitch, after Justin Fields, they did have more weapons with Fields than they did with Mitch. But there's really no excuse
way
because
if he doesn't play well, it's on him.
Yes,
he has enough opportunities. The offensive line has never been this strong.
Yeah,
and then the wide receivers is going to be awesome, and then the running backs, like I said, it's going to be by committee.
Also, a big prove-it year for DJ Moore, who had a much down year last year. Like, hey,
and I think that Ben Johnson is a no-nonsense guy. DJ Moore kind of got mad a little bit and maybe let his frustrations get into the game, and I don't think Ben Johnson is going to allow something like that.
The problem is they've got a lot tied up in it. I mean, they owe him a lot. You can't just let a guy like that just.
That's football nowadays. If you want the good players, you're going to have to spend a lot of money.
Yep.
But, yeah, Colston Loveland, the only thing that I could say about it is he didn't really have a quarterback last year.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the year before he had a really good year. So you just
everything's a wait for Cole Kmet?
Nothing. I think that's going to help Cole Kmet. I honestly think that if they run the two tight ends, this is going to take pressure off of him, and maybe he'll play better. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where they're going to run the two tight end set. It's stuff like that.
I do got to say, though, the way the Bears' defense is looking and the Packers taking a wide receiver in the first round since 2003, it's going to be a shootout, I think.
Is Aaron Rodgers punching air right now?
Oh, yeah, I love it.
He's got to be like, you never did this when you had me.
In the same breath, like, I get his frustration, but you've got to look at some of the guys that the Packers drafted. It's not like they were just
We got like Jordy Nelson, and he had
drafting nobody.
He had Randall Cobb.
Well, not even. Like I'm saying even first round guys, right? You're talking about guys that were like all pro. I mean, even here recently, you take Quay Walker. Quay Walker's a really, really good linebacker.
Also, Clay Matthews, get out of here,
that was
dude.
great.
No, dude. First of all, getting political, and second of all, just. Shut up, dude.
Yeah, I in the same breath, I'm like, we don't need to waste our time with Bears fans. Like,
yeah, really and truthfully, what are we doing here? But I understand funny. It was in Green Bay. They got booed every single time they went out. They didn't really boo the other teams, like the Lions and the Vikings. It's
Wisconsin nice, dude.
It's one of those things. You're just going to boo the Bears because
in the same breath,
you're 0-1 against them.
It reminds me, yeah, that's why. It reminds me every year I watch the draft how absolutely miserable going to the NFL draft would be.
There are so many people there.
There was like 200,000. They had overflow. They had like probably 10,000 people.
Thrill?
I don't understand it at all.
You see all the super fans.
The draft could be happening in my backyard and I wouldn't go.
That's insane. And
I was just don't care.
Not great weather because it's in Wisconsin at this time of year, so it was cold.
Yeah.
What are we doing? I mean, it could be in Chicago.
It was in Chicago a few years ago, 2018.
And I still wouldn't go to
No.
it. I mean, there was thousands
200,000 people.
200,000?
I think that's what it said. Over the weekend?
That's insane.
That is insane. There were so many
people. What, too?
Yeah, I don't understand it whatsoever.
I guess it's just a big party if you
but like
drink a little bit and whatever, have some fun. But I don't understand.
It's so stupid that it was a secondary TV. There's NBA and NHL playoffs going on. Even the first round.
And it takes forever.
TV, way too long.
And the draft is too long. Too many days.
Too many days, yep.
But this year, the ratings, if you're the NFL, you had to be so happy that Shedeur went in the fifth round.
Yeah.
Because their ratings went so high.
Insane.
It's insane.
Here's my proposal. You start the draft Saturday at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
You got to get all 7 rounds done by midnight.
That's all in one day. And I think you'd see more people watching it.
I would, yeah.
You think about it, you go, oh, is this on, who knew this was on I think the fourth rounds through 7 were on Saturday.
Yeah.
Usually, no one's watching that.
Yeah.
I mean, the people were watching.
They didn't even make us.
They wanted to know where Shedeur was going.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot.
I had like the list pulled up on my phone, but I wasn't.
I was actually listening to it because it was just one of those things. First of all, Mel Kiper, he was having a fit.
Yes,
a fit.
It was hilarious.
But yeah, the draft overall, like going to it. If you've gone to it, you can maybe say why you went to it, but I just don't understand it.
Zero interest. Let's go ahead and give a big shout-out to our friends over at Connect Roasters Coffee. They have the best coffee around that you are going to find. I promise you that. Hey, guys, Ian Happ, you ever heard of him? 3-time Gold Glove winner, OPS over 900 on the 700 on the Cubs.
His first real walk-off.
First true walk-off.
I think he had one that like the outfielder dropped.
Yeah, remember that? The guy went
was
under
against
it.
the Pirates?
Yeah, it was at Wrigley. I remember that.
And you know what I seen? A smile out of Ian Happ.
Yeah.
I love to see it. Love to see our guy happy.
He drinks Connect Roasters every day. They have it in the Cubs clubhouse. They work with Dom Frederick, so you know it's good quality coffee. You cannot go wrong. So make sure you check out their website, connectroasters.com. Give them a follow on X at Connect Roasters, or get yourself over to Bourbonnais and visit the storefront. As always, shout out to Connect Roasters Coffee. So make sure you get your hands on some Connect Roasters Coffee. We got ourselves a new team builder here. And I was running out of ideas, so I just went to the internet and I found a visual image with 20 different snacks. I guess we could just call it some treats. So we're just going to pick our starting 5 here, Zach. I'll do my best. Some of them are duplicates. You'll have to make sure you watch on the YouTube page because it is put up there visually. But I'll just run through. We got cookies. Looks like we'll say chocolate chip. Muffins, cupcakes, sundaes, ice cream sundae. Ice cream cone, ice cream bar, donut, chips, popcorn, ice cream sandwich with the cookie, like a chocolate chip cookie as the cookie, and then the ice cream sandwich, the old school chocolate one. Looks like birthday cake, Rice Krispie treats, granola bar, chocolate bar, lollipop, gummy bears. We'll say like a Reese's chocolate, peanut butter chocolate, pretzels, cake, goldfish, M&M's / chocolates, gummy worms, and Skittles. So we're going to pick our starting 5. Probably going to be very different if you haven't learned yet. Me and Zach have very, very different taste buds. Do you want to do this like a draft, or you just want to pick your...
Just go.
All right. Do you want to go first, or you want me to?
You can go first.
All right. I got to start off with gummy worms. 100%. I love gummy worms. Anything gummy, candy. So I'm actually going to... I'll wait. I might be doubling up on gummies here. So I will go gummy worms 1... Ice cream cone 2, chocolate chip cookies 3. My salty will be goldfish. We keep goldfish in the house. You have a 2-year-old in the house, you got to have goldfish. I love goldfish. And my 4th, this is so tough. I will go with a Rice Krispie treat. So I've got gummy worms, ice cream cone, cookie, goldfish, and Rice Krispie. I love this starting lineup.
I'm going cookies.
Okay.
Donuts. Ice cream sandwich. I love
which ice cream sandwich? With the cookie or the like chocolate layer?
The chocolate. With the chocolate on top.
So that's 3.
Cake. I love cake.
Like birthday cake?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. And...
You going to get a salty in there, or are you just going to...
I'll go pretzels.
Okay.
I love pretzels.
Fair enough.
I'm just not a big gummy guy.
Also, the fact that granola bar was on this, get lost granola bar.
Yeah, that's like a breakfast if you're trying to eat healthy.
I was going to say, what am I on a protein kick here? Get out of here.
Usually.
That is true. If it was like... Here's my thing. I've said this a million times in here. I love Reese's peanut butter cups, but it's all of the ancillary Reese's products that I really like. The peanut butter cups, they're fine. They get the job done. But if I'm going to go to a gas station, I'm getting like a Take 5.
Oh, yeah.
Or a Reese's stick.
Depending on what gas station you're at.
Very rarely.
Some of them don't have a big selection.
Correct. But at least somebody, they'll have a, the big Reese's cups with the pretzels in it, or just a regular chocolate and peanut butter. I'd rather have an ice cream
also
cone.
Cupcakes. Love cupcakes.
I do. I'm very picky on my cupcakes. How do you eat a cupcake?
Crazy.
Do you tear the bottom part off and make a sandwich? Because that's
what I
do.
And then I eat the rest.
See, I can't do it with a microphone in my hand, but I take I flip it over, and I take the bottom off, and then I put that on the top of the frosting. I make a little cupcake sandwich.
Pretty genius.
TikTok will teach you anything, brother.
Yeah. That is crazy that you probably didn't do that before TikTok.
Popcorn would have probably been my 6th.
I love popcorn, but it always gives me a tummy ache.
See, it always some little kernel gets stuck in my tooth, and then it drives me nuts for like a...
Speaking of that, I had McDonald's French fries today. And I had a French fry stuck into my throat.
Ew.
That is one of the most annoying things.
Scary. You're like, oh my God, this is it.
Not even that. I mean, it wasn't like I couldn't breathe. Sorry about that. But it was just like stuck there, and you're just
Yep. Is this crazy? I almost doubled up and went gummy worms and gummy bears because I do appreciate both of them.
I will eat gummy worms and gummy bears, but I could live without.
See, if I'm like tomorrow morning, I've got to go coach, and I'll have to stop at the gas station, gas up. I'm probably going to get some sort of gummy candy for my drive. Just a
Easy
big
to
gummy
eat.
guy.
It's quick.
For sure. Let's move into the NBA playoff update. We are, like I said, recording this on Saturday. We've got a Game 7 tonight. We've got Clippers and we've got Nuggets. This will not be out until after the game. Who do you take?
I have the Nuggets.
Me too.
But, man, the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard, you almost just forget about the guy.
Oh.
And he is good. And then they also have James Harden. So, I mean, it's tough. But I think the Nuggets, with the experience, Jokic, Jamal Murray, Russell Westbrook.
The game is in Denver.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
That helps a lot.
And then we also have a Game 7 with the Rockets and Warriors. The Warriors just seemed like in Game 6 they didn't even want to play.
Yeah,
like you
that was weird.
They were on the road or something. That was weird.
So let's run down these first-round series. A lot of them are over with. We've only got 2 that are still going. Cleveland just waxes Miami 4-0.
You said, I think it was OKC. Won by 50.
Yep.
That series should be over right then and there.
And Cleveland beat Miami in Game 4 by 50.
It should have been over with.
Yep.
The 2 1 versus 8s were insanely bad this year.
Lopsided.
It shows you, like, the play-in tournament means nothing.
Yep. So looking at this, first game Cleveland won by 20. Second game they won by 9. They won by.
Just be happy that wasn't the Bulls.
Yeah. Then they won by 37, and then they won by 55.
Yeah, the Bulls would have gotten destroyed too.
Yep.
So I mean, be happy.
Even in the 2-7 series, I mean, Boston, they lose one game to the Magic, but that wasn't close at all.
No, and it was a weird game. It was like, I think it was in the 80s.
Yeah, they had it was 95-93.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be Celtics, Cavs. I know we can go from there, but and then there was the Knicks
Pistons. That was a great series.
Jalen Brunson, what a guy!
Dog.
We've seen him play for Stevenson.
Yep. Saw him play a couple times
in
high
state
school.
basketball, like 3 different times. I think he was from
At least
sophomore
2,
year to senior year. He was there every year.
Yeah.
And he's just so good. And to look back at the Dallas team that had Jalen Brunson and Luka, insane fumble by them. But, yeah, I mean, the Pistons are good. They're going to be good. They're a good team.
For the great showing in their first time in the playoffs since 2008.
They pretty much almost tripled their wins from last year. They're going to be good going forward, but this Knicks team, it showed you that they just won't go away.
Yep.
And then they've had there was a few games throughout the whole thing that just were like the Pacers.
Yep.
They were down like 7 points with like under a minute and still won.
Yeah. Pacers win the series 4-1. Probably the last time we see Giannis in a Bucks
I think
uniform.
so. I don't see him playing.
If he doesn't leave now, he's never leaving.
No, I don't think so.
There's
and
no
I
way.
just think that he wants to go somewhere and win.
I can't blame him.
He always said he stays at the Bucks, but they have to be championship teams, or at least contenders. And I don't know what they can do to be contenders.
Probably out until at least the first of the year.
Yeah, if not all of next season.
Yeah.
I mean, you just never know. That sucks too. I mean, that's tough to see.
So looking at the second round in the East, Cavs Pacers. I do think Cleveland's going to win this series, but I legit think this is going to be 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good series.
Pacers are playing really good basketball.
I like Halliburton, but it seems like no one else likes him in the NBA. I don't know if
I don't understand
he gets
it.
under people's skin. His dad,
yeah, that
not
was
allowed back.
A wild
I think
move.
that he even Halliburton himself said that he shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be probably around.
Also
for any more
crazy
games.
to try to get into it with Giannis, who's
You're lucky he's
6'10",
like the nicest guy
250.
in the NBA.
Yeah.
That could have gone very bad.
Yeah, if I was Giannis, I would not have had that self-control.
Yeah, and it's just lucky he is so nice.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
he's laid back, and he doesn't usually get too angry. But, man,
Yeah.
I mean, that could have gone really bad.
Imagine if Giannis was still on the team. He probably would have went after old Halliburton's dad.
It's crazy what happened. I mean, but, yeah, he's not allowed to go to any more games the rest of the season. But, yeah,
But,
it's gonna
okay,
be a
if
good
they make
series.
it to the NBA Finals, you got to let Pops come to the game.
I don't know. I mean,
You got to.
he really screwed up.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's
But still, I mean, what are you doing?
Yes,
if
it is crazy.
If that's a real fan, other than somebody's dad, they're never allowed back in an NBA game ever again.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's got to be a pretty bad punishment.
and then the other series in the East, Celtics-Knicks.
It's going to be fun. I just don't think the Knicks have enough.
I do.
But, I mean, it's going to be a great series. I think that,
I hope so. I hate Boston, and I
just
say
think
this.
Boston is really good.
I do too, but
Especially with Porzingis playing a lot better. That really helps.
it's very easy for me to root for the Knicks because I love Tibbs. I've been a big Jalen Brunson fan for a long time, and I just hate Boston. So I really hope the Knicks pull this series out.
Thibodeau must be doing something great because he usually doesn't stick around this long at places.
Yeah, he's probably near the end of his leash.
You know what I mean? It's they had an interview with Joakim Noah on Part of My Take, and he used to go he's like, shoot arounds. He'd be like, "What are we doing
2.5
here?
hours.
Yeah, what are we doing here?"
I think he said this a couple years ago on a podcast. He remembers pulling into the Birdo Center for practice, and he looked over, and Kyle Korver's in his car, just like car's off, and he's just sitting there like this.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a day off.
Yeah.
With Thibs. But
Obviously, it works. The guy went to the playoffs
he's
everywhere
great.
he's been. I mean, he hasn't won a title, but he was also an assistant coach for the Celtics back when they won title.
I mean, he was on
love
some
Tibbs.
really good Bulls teams.
Yep.
And just with losing Derrick Rose some of those seasons, that could have been way different.
As much as I want the Knicks to win, I really, really, really want to see Cleveland-Boston for the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, I think that's the two best teams.
Yeah.
Easily. I mean,
I think they're the
1-2,
two best teams in
it's
the NBA.
Maybe crazy to say, but or dumb to say.
Yeah.
But I just think that you want to see the best series.
Absolutely. Moving to the West, like we talked about earlier, OKC just punishes Memphis. We expected that. We are sitting with a Game 7 tomorrow night, Houston and Golden State. Who do we want to see coming out of that?
I think you want to see Golden State.
I kind of do too.
I think you want to,
And I'll be
they
very
would give
honest.
them the biggest challenge.
I hate Draymond Green as watching. Imagine he was playing against my team. If he was on my team, love the guy. I cannot stand Dylan Brooks so much that I have found myself cheering for the Golden State Warriors.
Their supposed best player, Jalen Green, and he wasn't even in the game the other night in the fourth quarter.
Now, the thing the Rockets have going for him is Freddie.
Oh, Freddie's awesome.
Freddie's awesome. And obviously being a Rockford guy, this close to us.
But you just can't have Jalen Green not in those opportunities.
Yeah.
I mean, some games he plays really good, and it seems some games that he just doesn't have it, and he
Sengun
just
is
goes away.
really fun to watch, too.
Yeah.
I really like his game. But it's also almost – I feel like whoever wins this series is who I'm going to cheer for against the Timberwolves.
I just think that – well, how did they play at OKC?
No, because it'd be the Rockets are the 2 seed.
Oh, that's how that works?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I
don't think they reseed it in the NBA.
Oh, I didn't know that they just went straight not schedule, but
yeah, because the Cavs play. Yeah, it
so
it
if the
goes off
Warriors
bracket.
would play OKC.
No.
Okay.
You're imagining that they reseed. They don't reseed.
Okay.
Whoever wins is going to get the Timberwolves because
And
the Timberwolves beat the Lakers.
I just don't know how you stop Anthony Edwards. Say what you want about Rudy Gobert, he destroyed the Lakers, and that's just one thing neither of those teams have is a real big man.
Yeah, I agree. And the Lakers lose 4-1. I don't know, man. Do you think LeBron's going to hang? I still think.
I don't think he's done. I think he will have he'll at least have one season before he retires.
So he'll
when
have to
know.
play. Yeah, he definitely is going to do a retirement tour for sure, and he's earned it. There's no art, but like I truly think it's not going to be this coming year. I think he's going to try and play 2 more.
Yeah, because
he wants to see
Bryce will be in the NBA. What if they had Bryce, Bronny, and LeBron James in the Lakers? That would be insane.
Sick.
But the craziest thing is, though, like next year he's at a $50 million cap hit. So I don't know unless he takes a pay cut.
And it's also insane. He's 40 years old and he still averaged like 23 a game.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if Luka was hurt or what
I think
was
there's
going
a
on
big
there.
part. You got to remember, Luka didn't join them till February.
But still, it just seemed like he was tired.
Yeah.
I know he got sick.
I think LeBron got hurt in Game 5.
Well, yeah,
with like a MCL sprain.
Yeah, you would have thought his knee exploded the way he got hurt.
If you were 40 doing that, yours might too.
I don't know. He's been doing that his whole career.
Oh, give him a break.
But yeah, I just think that this Lakers team just wasn't built the right way. You would have thought, Luka, LeBron. But outside of that, Austin Reeves couldn't shoot this series. He wasn't playing well. And they really don't have a big man.
Yeah.
So I think that it was like...
Yeah, who was the big guy they were toting out there that hardly played for him in the regular season? I cannot remember for the life of me.
But it's just one of those things you thought, we're going to get Luka. Boom.
Yeah.
You're going to be good at And it just wasn't that way.
Yep.
I mean, you got to have other players around them. And, I mean, J.J. Redick, first-year coach, it seemed like some games that were out of hand, they should have just not played the players.
Yeah.
But it seemed like there was games where like LeBron and Luka were playing insane amount of minutes when they shouldn't have.
Yep. I don't disagree at all. There's got to be a lot of retooling done there for them in the offseason. So then the winner of tonight's Nuggets-Clippers game gets the Thunder. I'll be very honest. Whoever wins this series, I think, has a very good shot against the Thunder.
The problem with the Thunder is they got or maybe almost through the first round too easily.
Too quickly.
Yeah.
And you got to remember.
Too quickly. It's like they just really haven't played a competitive game
not even
in a long time.
You're talking about two teams that are full of veteran guys. I mean, you're talking Kawhi Leonard. You're talking James Harden, Jokic, Murray, guys that have gone through this whole deep run stuff versus OKC, who has next to no veterans and have never done this. So maybe it does come down to, are they young and dumb enough to not understand it?
I want to
just
see
go play
Nuggets, OKC. I think that'd be a great series.
I do too.
I'm not really a James Harden guy, and it's just the thing with Kawhi is, I mean, you could get hurt at any moment. I mean, I guess anyone can, but it just seems like it happens a lot. But I mean, he is unbelievable at basketball. The things he does is just so silky smooth.
It's so fun to watch.
And he's just no emotions.
Yeah. Oh, he's never changed that aspect of him.
So a little bit here after we have recorded the original podcast, we've got an update on the NBA playoffs. We had Game 7 on Saturday night. That was the Nuggets and the Clippers. Nothing crazy about this. The Nuggets end up winning the game 120-101. James Harden, of course, just didn't show up.
Does he ever? He never shows up.
No.
He kind of teased you in Game 6 when it was an elimination game and he played well. But he what, 6 points or something?
Yeah,
insane.
It was bad. I mean, and that was the thing with the Clippers. If they were going to be successful, Kawhi or Harden had to have 30+, and Kawhi only finished with 22.
Yeah, it seems like, I don't know what happens to him during Game 7s. It's just, he's not good at them.
But it also, obviously the game was in Denver. I mean, it's not an easy, place to play with the success that they've had. Going through the stat line here, Kawhi had 22, Derek Jones, former Bull, had 12, and Zubac had 10. The next one, they only had 2 guys on the bench, had 10+, and that was Bogdanovich and Kobe Brown. And like you said, James Harden had 7 points and Norman Powell had 9. You're not going to be able to beat Jokic and the Nuggets when 2 of your starters have 9 points or less.
No, and it's not the first time it's happened either.
And it's not even like Jokic had an insane game. He had 16 points.
Yeah, it's just he's so good at passing the ball.
10 rebounds and 8 assists,
Yeah, that's his game.
Yep, exactly. Aaron Gordon with 22 and Braun with 21. I mean, they didn't need much off the bench. Russ obviously comes off the bench. I've kind of come a complete 180 on Russ Westbrook. I love watching him on the Nuggets.
Yeah, it wasn't really a close game at all.
No, not at all. And they're turning around and playing right now as we're recording this in OKC, and only down 9 as we're recording this.
Yeah, I seen Russell Westbrook got a standing ovation going back to OKC, which is really cool.
Definitely something he deserves, right? I mean,
oh yeah,
the guy was there forever. And then Sunday night we had the Rockets Warriors, a little bit closer than the Nuggets game, but still it felt like the experience of being there definitely carried the Warriors in a 103-89 victory.
Yeah. They really show. Steph Curry was like, I'm Steph Curry and I'm going to do what I want to do. And it's kind of weird because the Rockets almost played better on the road in game 6.
Yeah.
And then game 7, they're at home. And really and truthfully, all they had was Fred.
Yeah. And it wasn't even one of the, like, Steph played good, but we saw Oklahoma Buddy Hield again. That was what was the difference maker there. Buddy Hield came to play.
Sometimes you forget that he's a really good 3-point shooter.
He's so streaky, though, and it feels like a couple times a year. Yeah, I mean, Steph still finished with 22, and Jimmy had 20, but Buddy Hield with 33 is what won him that game.
Jimmy Butler just doesn't want to give him any credit.
I can't stand Jimmy Butler, so
me either. No one can.
I thought Amen Thompson looked really good. He had 24. He was leading scorer for the Rockets.
This Rockets team is going to be good going forward. They just need Jalen Green to consistently be their best player.
Jalen Green had 8.
Yeah, see, it's just he has those games, and you can't have that in a game 7.
He had the same amount of points as Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, but Fred looked awesome. Also, Draymond going after Fred, that made me mad.
Yeah, me too.
This guy is crazy. He's insane.
Big time. Dude, I thought the same thing when he shoved Fred. Obviously we're an hour south of Rockford, but I got angry and said some wild things to the TV when Draymond did that.
He's just making up different ways. He's making up different ways to hit somebody in the face.
Yeah, he's always hitting somebody. It's so annoying. It's like dealing with my 2-year-old. It's like, dude, just keep your hands to yourself. So we're moving on to the second round of the NBA playoffs. We've got the Thunder and Nuggets, the T-Wolves and Warriors in the West, and then we've got the Cavs and Pacers in the East, as well as the Knicks and Celtics. So we'll be back next week to make sure we cover those.
Let's move into some NHL playoff update. The Eastern Conference is ready for the second round. We had Toronto get past Ottawa 4-2. Florida got by Tampa Bay 4-1. The Capitals got by the Canadiens 4-1. And the Hurricane get by the Devils 4-1. So pretty uneventful first round for the Eastern
Except
Conference.
The one that's still going on. The Avalanche Stars.
That's Western Conference.
Oh, sorry.
Slow your roll.
The Bulls, the Blackhawks being in the Western Conference just blows my mind.
Yeah.
It always blows my mind. It makes no sense to me.
Well, you got to remember, until 1962, they were the farthest west team.
I know, but
NHL.
that just doesn't make any sense to me when all other sports. But yeah,
the East is good. I do think that the Capitals are kind of latching on to something nice here. I think the Capitals Hurricane series is going to be really fun. Obviously, I always cheer against the Canadian team, so I'd really like to see Florida win that series.
I love Ovi, though. I just want to see him win.
I agree.
He seems like an awesome guy. That team seems awesome. But yeah, I would like to see a little bit more competitive series.
Yes, maybe a couple.
But
games
that's the first round. I mean, you're just so used to almost every NHL first round is competitive.
Yeah.
And
now in the West is completely different.
Yeah.
We've got 2 series that are not over. The Knights get past the Wild 4-2. The Oilers got past the Kings 4-2, and now we have 2 Game 7s, one tonight, one tomorrow. We've got the Stars and the Avalanche.
The Oilers have beat the Kings in the first round the last 4 years.
You'll love to see it.
That's just crazy. I know the Kings.
The Jets and Blues going 7 is kind of wild because the Jets are, I believe, the number 1 seed in the Western Conference.
And I do not want to see the Blues win.
No,
I would like to see them lose. I don't like St. Louis winning.
And that's
anything.
how much you can tell I hate St. Louis because I'm cheering for a Canadian team.
Yeah, it's just, I don't want the St. Louis.
I think
Blues
I picked
to
the Avalanche to make it to the Stanley Cup on our last show, so I'll stick with the Avalanche.
Yeah, and that's so surprising because, not your pick, but it's crazy. The Stars have been pretty much underdogs every single game,
and they're pushing it to 7.
Yeah. And the series odds were insanely in favor of the Avalanche.
Oh, yeah.
And the Stars are at home tonight, too, I think. I'm pretty sure it's in Dallas.
It is in Dallas,
Just because I think they had some injuries that made them not the favorites. And then in NHL, it's so confusing how it all works.
And then they reseed.
But they do it right, I think. I think they do it better than the NBA.
Yeah. It's weird, but it's probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's not as like, what would you say, like division?
Yeah,
there's more. It's just Western Conference, Eastern Conference is really what they base it on.
Yeah, but it's like the winner of divisions get a 1 seed, and then they reseed it after the first round. So, like, if there is an upset, you're going to have to play the best team again, and that's what
I think that's the thing to do. But it gets very confusing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moving into some NHL playoff updates. Saturday night we had the Stars and Avalanche. What an insane game that was! The Avalanche were up 2-0 going into the final period, and Dallas scores 4 in the third period. Granted, one was an empty netter, but oh my God, that place was insane.
This may be the greatest first round NHL playoffs of all time.
I feel like we've been doing this show since 2018. We've said that at least 3 times.
I think this has to be true after these 2 games.
Just as much as we say it, there's no way.
But both games went into the third period down 2-0.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
just the Stars were given no chance. They were underdogs at home in Game 7, underdogs throughout the whole series, and then they still win.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was so fun to watch, and you just felt like I was watching it, and you felt like they just needed that first one to go in. You know what I mean?
I really thought it was going to overtime too, and then they finished it before overtime.
Yeah, I was like, I just felt like the energy in the building, like you said, being at home just made a huge difference. I was like, I think if Dallas gets one, they're going to tie it.
As a Blackhawks fan, you miss that energy so much. It is that the way that I guess ice rink stadium, as you'd say, was just going nuts. I love it.
It's so fun, dude. That feels like 100 years ago.
Because in hockey, it just gets so loud in there.
Yes. It was insane, and you could just like feel it through the TV. I couldn't imagine being there in person.
Yeah, and it goes 2-1, then it gets 2-2, and you're just like, oh, maybe I'll go to overtime. Then boom, it's 3-2. It's like that's crazy.
Imagine, I mean, you're watching it, and then Rantanen has 3 goals in the third period. Like
that's crazy to think.
Bananas.
A hat trick in the third period.
And he had an assist.
Is a hat trick 3, right?
Yeah. I mean, a hat trick in a third period of a Game 7 at home. That's like stuff they write movies about.
Yeah, and the underdogs that had to be going into that third period had to be nuts.
Exactly. And then Sunday night, we have the Blues going down to the Jets. It was a thing of beauty for us Chicago fans that hate everything St. Louis. That was an insane watch as well. 4-3 final in overtime.
I think they scored their first goal under 2 minutes. And then I think it was like they ended up giving like 2 seconds on the clock, but it was like 1.6 when they showed it. That's just insane. And then nothing's cooler than when you score a goal and you just jump into the glass.
Yes.
As the crowd just going insane.
It's got to be one of like, we should do a top 3 of like best feelings because it's got to be up there.
Yeah, it's like hitting a home run.
Sports feelings. Yes. Walk-off home run, throwing the last out of a no-hitter, stuff like that.
That's just, that place was just
it's
going
gotta
insane.
Be up
especially
there.
In Winnipeg where, hockey is just so huge.
Everything. Yeah. Speaking of that, I saw a TikTok today. There was like a Pee-wee game going on somewhere in Canada. And the referee was standing there literally on the ice on his skates, and he was watching the game on his phone. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to go look this up. And like freaks out, jumps, like is hugging the kids on the bench because he was watching the Jets game on his phone.
Yeah, that's crazy. But it's just that those 2 games, you couldn't script something like that.
Seriously. I mean, it comes from me not that big of a hockey guy. When the Blackhawks aren't good, I was glued to those.
Imagine thinking the teams going into the third period up 2-0, both lost.
Insane. The Blues.
It couldn't happen to a better team in the Blues.
The Blues were up 3-1, not 2-0.
Oh, sorry, 3-1. Sorry, 3-1.
Well, and then went 2 overtimes. I get my periods confused there. But looking at the second round, in the West, we've got the Jets and the Stars, so the 2 teams that come out of those Game 7s. Can we take that one to the sports book to go to 7?
2 tired teams.
That is true. And then also the Golden Knights and the Oilers. And over in the East, we have the Maple Leafs and the Panthers and the Capitals and the Hurricanes. So second round is set for the NHL. We will be certainly getting back to that next week on the podcast.
Let's wrap things up as we always do. The TCF top 3. And me and Zach went shopping a couple weeks ago and realized that we're both big Pop-Tart guys.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to do our TCF top 3 of Pop-Tart flavors. And pulling up the Google page, boy, oh boy, are there a lot.
Dude, there is insane amounts. I didn't realize there was so many. Like, there's new favorites. Like, it's crazy. I don't want to give away
We would make this
any,
a top 5, but we always get lost in the snake during the top 5.
Yeah, we'll just do top 3. Because, I mean, this could go forever.
You want to go first?
Yes. Cookies and cream.
Damn it.
I love
shouldn't have let you go
cookies
first.
and cream.
Cookies and cream is elite. It is my second favorite Pop-Tart behind Hot Fudge Sundae. That's the best one.
That's a good one.
That's the best one.
So
I've
this is
ever
the chocolate fudge, right?
No.
It's the okay. So
Hot Fudge Sundae.
Yep. There's 2 different ones.
Yep. You're tipping picks here.
Well, I just didn't know. I've seen both of them.
I will go with the OG, the wild berry with the purple icing with the blue. That one was fire. Big fan of that one. I think that's an easy. That's very much worthy of the first round.
Mine will be Hot Fudge Sundae.
That's what I took.
No, you took. Did you?
Hot.
Oh, okay. No,
that's the one
I'll take
picked.
the chocolate chip. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Chocolate chip. That's
Good
my
choice.
bad. There's just too many. They're very close.
I was going to say, I'm very lost in the sauce here.
And then I'm going to take blueberry. I love the blueberry.
Underrated.
There's one that it's just I love, and it's basic, though.
All right. So I'm going to take one that I don't even know if they make anymore, but when it was out, it was a part of, a bad time in my life as far as weight gain went, because I remember eating a lot of these when I got up to about 280. The red velvet cupcake.
Oh
my God,
Never
my friend.
heard of that.
I don't think they make them anymore. They are. I love red velvet. Pretty much anything.
I don't see it on the list here.
I'm fairly certain it's a discontinued flavor.
There are some insane flavors here.
Are you just looking at the current ones?
Well, yeah, it's favorites. There are Girl Scout Frosted Thin Mints.
I'm working on finding those, and they have a Samoa's one.
It has one of the lowest ratings.
Well, I don't care what the rating is.
And then there's Snickerdoodle.
I've got the apple.
Unfrosted brown sugar. That sounds boring.
What's your third round pick?
The cinnamon. Oh, no, I already had I picked.
Did you go all 3?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked all 3. Yeah,
so I'm working on getting our hands to do a little food review on the old the Girl Scout ones.
Boston cream donut.
I might have to try that one.
Low rating.
The chocolate fudge one is incredible. You brought that one up earlier. Here's one I tried recently. It's actually really solid. The confetti cupcake. That one's good.
Here are the new ones. They have banana bread, apple cinnamon Apple Jacks.
That's the one we have.
Cinnamon roll Pop-Tarts, chocolatey chip pancakes.
I have that one as well. It's okay. It's kind of
no chill. Spring no chill sugar cookie, blueberry crumble, lemon blueberry crumble, just strawberry milkshake.
Lemon. I'm all in on.
There's just a lot.
The strawberry milkshake one is fine. I do got to get my hands on this.
And then they have the bites
blueberry.
too. Those are good.
Here's a very controversial one. The s'mores one. Do you remember those?
Yeah, they're good.
They're
all right.
Not a fan.
I also a big fan of the brown sugar cinnamon.
See,
but that's just basic.
Yeah, that's just not for me. It's just too basic, I think. Let us know what your guys' favorite flavors are. We could sit here and probably do this all day. Did you ever the pumpkin pie ones?
No, that sounds awful.
They were not great.
I like pumpkin pie. I don't like that.
Also, the Eggo waffle ones. Those were pretty good.
Like I said, the bites are good too.
Yes, I don't disagree. Man, there's just seems like a million that
confetti cupcake.
That's one I said we got to try. Oh, no, I have had that one, I think. Yeah, see, I'm finding it here. This is an old one. The discontinued, Zach, the red velvet one.
Ugh.
Oh, so good. If anybody's got any of those laying around that you want to sell, you let me know. I don't care if they're expired because there's no way that these things don't have enough preservatives in. It doesn't matter when they expired. So
I didn't realize they did unfrosted ones.
If I'm going to eat a Pop-Tart, there better be frosting on it.
Yeah, unfrosted brown sugar cinnamon. That's got to be so boring.
If I've made the decision to eat a Pop-Tart, I'm not caring.
Unfrosted blueberry, that's just you're eating a blueberry.
Yeah, pass. Let us know what your guys' favorite flavor of Pop-Tarts are. There's a million we're probably missing here. But that's it for us. This is episode 256. As always, guys, thanks for joining us. Make sure you check us out on X at typical_Chicago. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure you're checking out the TikTok. I'm still posting a video every day on Chicago/Illinois/local history.
And this is the background for it, too, so you know.
It's actually over there.
That way,
I
so
film it facing the other way.
Never mind.
Your guys' point of view on the TikToks is from, like, right here.
So now you know Boomy's whole basement look.
You pretty much have it mapped out. Don't come rob our house, please.
Do the beer cans get in there?
Yeah, unfortunately they do.
Yeah, there was a time where all of these have been drinking by either me, Boomy, or his brother, or maybe a few other people.
There's a couple other contributors.
Yeah, there wasn't many, though.
It wasn't many. You make sure you check us out on YouTube for all of our content in video form. I promise I'm working on another food review that I've had on my computer for over a year because I keep getting emails from Fat and Weird Cookies. I want to buy more, but I will not buy more until I get the video posted. And I realize that I have to get it posted because my hair is down to here, and it's been almost a year since I cut that.
I'd seen that. You posted a picture for your wife's birthday, and it was one of the pictures that was like, whoa, I forgot your hair was that long.
Oh, the one that was this.
You look like a totally different person.
I'm a man of many looks.
Yeah, you Fabio.
that is what people say. You can find our podcast wherever you get podcasts. So make sure you subscribe, rate, review, 5 stars, whatever you can, wherever you get it. You can find me on X at BoomyTCF. Zach is there at ZAlilia TCF. We will be back next week. Thank you guys, as always, for joining us. This is episode 256 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.